Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome to Scum Media House. We are on to the program Real Life Relationship Dilemma. Are you facing typical issues that are difficult to resolve in your relationship and marriage? Share them with us and get expert advice. Today, we have this problem that has been tabled and we're going to be looking at it. I'm just going to read through. The problem is my husband has always been a cheat. I've caught him several times, but the last time was about 2 years ago when I discovered his password and opened his phone, only to discover that he doesn't only cheat but also go in without protection. Until the lady was asking him to buy emergency pills when coming. When I confronted him, it became a problem until we quarreled and he stopped talking to me, nor eating my food, until I had to apologize before things went back to normal. Since 2 years ago, I took a decision never to check his phone again, nor even bother to know his password. But 7 weeks ago, I had a dream, and in it, someone told me his password. But when I woke up the next morning, I ignored the dream and didn't bother. 1 week later, 1 week later, the same dream came again, telling me to check his phone, and still gave me the password. The next morning, I still ignored, but something kept telling me to just try the password if it will open. Behold, I tried it, and it was actually his password. Ma'am, my husband has gone wild. He cheats with anything on skirts, as long as you make yourself available. He treats the women very well. Worst of it is he still goes raw until he will buy drugs for him and for some of the ladies to take for infections. He tries to even sleep with workers in his office, which he has successfully slept with some, and most of his side chicks always come over to sleep since he now has a job in a different town in Bamenda and lives there alone. He has like 3 women he is sleeping with in Bamenda and like 4 others he is still trying to get down with. He has 2 women in Chang that he's sleeping with, and we moved to Bafusam 3 months ago, and he has already gotten one here just within 3 months. Last night he asked me if I had money in my bank app to help send to someone. I said no. When he was sleeping and I checked his phone, I discovered he actually wanted to take money from me and give to another lady in Yaoundé who he is trying to get down with. And they already have a program to meet after the lockdown in Bamenda. I think it's because Bamenda is currently facing a lockdown, where she will travel, come and meet him to spend some days. He actually did send her money. This is a man who doesn't give me his money for any reason. If I beg him for money, he will ask me what I do with my salary. Meanwhile, almost everything financially in the house I contribute, until at times I can't even activate data because of shortage. I'm on loan, which I took and supported our building project. So I now earn half salary. I struggle to meet up with daily financial responsibilities for I and the kids, but he is out there spending. Mom, please, I want to stop having sex with him because I am scared of being infected with a deadly disease. I can't risk my life like that. A man sleeping with more than 7 women without protection. 7 women without protection. And he's still trying to get down with more women. I can't do this anymore. Mom, please. He doesn't know I'm aware of all this. I'm still looking for a proper time to let him know. Mom, it's not about talking with him this time because he will never ever stop. He has been cheating like this each time. I will meet him to talk about it. He will still continue. This time around, I can't continue talking to deaf ears. I have made a decision to stop having sex with him. He can't stop cheating and he can't use protection either because when he does, he loses erection. So for him to have sex, it has to be raw. I can't risk my life because of marriage. After all, there's no marriage in heaven. Can you imagine? Like, it's heartbreaking that someone is actually going through this because of marriage. A man having more than 7 women he sleeps with without protection, and there are still more. Just come to think of it, 7 different women. So at the end of the day, even if he's suffering from something, he can't tell for sure where it's coming from. These are 7 women he has direct sex with because he can't get to use protection. She says he will lose erection if he tries to use protection. My dear, it's heartbreaking to know that you are going through this in your marriage. Marriage was never meant to be a place where it puts your life at risk, it puts your health at risk, even your peace of mind. You are at the moment or you're at the juncture where you find it difficult, really, really difficult to even sleep peacefully because of the man you are married to. I empathize with you and I feel your pain. And the decision you have taken to not have sex with him, I think is something we have to look at because a lot is involved here. A lot is involved here. Your health, I think, comes first. Your health and safety. It comes first. If he doesn't value his own health and chooses to mess up around, he's indirectly putting your own health at risk. At the end of the day, you may be infected with different things from these different women just because you got married to someone. And what's all? What if it's HIV/AIDS, which have no cure as we speak? That alone can drain you and even take away your life. I want to believe that his decision to sleep with anything in his skirt is not a mistake. A mistake is something that maybe has happened once and maybe someone regrets it and changes. If there's no change, then it means it's a lifestyle. It's a pattern of behavior. It's the way he has chosen to live. It's his decision to live that way. It's not about a mistake. You can't say you have one girlfriend, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Even your workers, you sleep with them. Everything is good. It's not a mistake. Cheating takes a lot. A lot of process. You first of all think about it. You get connected to the person you want to carry that affair with. You get to that location. You undress yourself. There's a process. And within this process, if you cannot think or realize yourself and say, no, this thing I want to do is bad, and stop it, it's not a mistake. We can consider maybe cheating once as a mistake, but anything that is repeating itself, it's a lifestyle. It's a pattern of behavior that he has chosen, not like it's a mistake. Talking about money, the fact that he spends on other women. Yes, for him to have access to these women, he needs to spend. Unfortunately, that is part of the financial income, money that will have been invested maybe in your projects, carry out projects at home, invest in the future of the children. That is being wasted on women that he wants to have his pleasure with. And again, he doesn't give you any money, but he's good at giving money to all of these women. And I know it's because he is using that to get these women available for him. And sometimes I get to wonder how women too, you know that this is a married man and you are not just sleeping with him. You have the courage to sleep with him even without condom. Just imagine that these 7 different women, they get pregnant. So he will be expecting 7 different children from side chicks. There is a lot that is involved here. He doesn't care. Maybe, yes, I think they mentioned emergency pills. So when pregnancy is coming in or when they have sex during fertile periods, he encourages the women to use emergency pills. But one day, what if it doesn't work? Even abortion, one day, what if it doesn't work? It will automatically lead to a pregnancy and childbirth. Now, you mentioned that when the first time you caught him, he refused eating until you had to come and beg and pleaded. I think that was manipulation. A man should not do something wrong. You get to him about it. He refuses to eat until you have to come and plead for him to eat. That is pure manipulation. He is wrong for cheating. Getting angry because you saw it. Yes, there's nothing that is hidden under the sun. Even if you didn't see it that day, there's possibility that you'll see it someday. And if you saw it and it got to the level where he refused eating, I mean, for being guilty, he punishes you again for refusing food, and you have to plead on him before he starts eating. That's something that you shouldn't have done. I'm sorry to say it. But if you have to do it that way, it means the next time he will still get angry, refuse food after you've caught him cheating, and you still have to go pleading. I think in a home marriage, everyone should own up to their mistakes. You don't have to go through the pain of someone cheating on you. At the same time, they are punishing you for not eating your food. At the same time, you are obliged to plead on him just because you need him to eat. You don't have to lay that foundation, because it's something that if you continue, or it's going to continue if you put it that way. Okay. Now, the aspect of money, he is taking money from you to send to these ladies. That's to show the level of unrepentant person he is. He's not just cheating. He's not just exposing your health. He's not just draining you emotionally, mentally, psychologically. He's also trying to take money from you to send to the same women he wants to have his affair with. I think there's nothing wrong in refusing. Let him better use his own money to do those acts, not your own money, because you have other responsibilities that you have to do with the money. Now, you need to set boundaries. Like you rightly said, talking about the the infections that he could infect you. You need to get him into an honest talk. Tell him you don't, or you can't continue risking your health, your life, with him having multiple sex partners. So it's preferable if he cannot repent, if he cannot stop cheating, and of course go for serious medical checkup, because where he is now, there are STDs that, or STIs that may not reveal itself at the very first beginning. It takes time. So he may be thinking he's healthy now, whereas he is infected. So he should repent if he still wants his marriage. Let him stop all of this. Let him be responsible. Let him go for proper medical checkup. When I say proper medical checkup, I mean testing of everything, and even repeating the tests later on, just to be sure that he is he's safe. And after all of this, he should refrain from any other activity of having sex with other partners. He should cut off from these partners, stay disconnected from them, and concentrate on his marriage if at all he wants his marriage. But if he have to continue like this, my dear, you may need to rethink, because I have to ask you this very hard question. What if he never changes? Will you keep living like this for the rest of your life? Will you continue risking your life? Because even while you're there, yes, I would have recommended you use protection. Now, since he can't use protection because anytime he uses protection, he gets weak, it means for him to also have sex with you, he needs to go in raw. Of course, he's your husband, he should. But the fact that he is exposing himself and he cannot use condom, because it's either he protects himself when he's having affairs with other women, if you've already known that cheating is his weakness and he has to cheat and he must cheat, or he protects you. But now that he can't protect himself, since condom is a no for him, he gets weak, then I think your decision to stay off sex is not bad until he stops all of these extramarital affairs. You can't risk your life. You can't put your health in danger, your mental wellness. You can't put all of this at stake because of marriage. So I want to say that your decision to stop having sex for the moment is not a bad decision. Since he can't protect himself with you and he can't protect himself with others, you can go ahead with your decision to stay away from sex. One more thing, you may want to, maybe if there's a family member that he respects, you may want to talk to that family member so that family member can call his attention, maybe put him down, talk to him, and we see if things can change. But apart from that, it's recommended that you both go in for proper counseling. Have counseling so that a counselor can, make him understand the dangers of living this way. And if at all he can change, fine. But if he can't, then you may need to think if it's worth staying in that marriage. Marriage is not a place where you have to die. It's not a do or die issue. It's not a do or die thing that you have to stay there and die because you got married. You can think of maybe stepping out for yourself, for your kids, because staying there and not having sex with him is that's not all. It doesn't solve a thing. It just solves the problem of the sex itself or the health issues. But mentally, you are still affected. Psychologically, you are still affected. So your peace of mind is at stake. You can't sleep peacefully. You can't even share the same bed with him. You look at him, he looks nasty to you. There's a lot that is going on. So I recommend get an elderly person in the family that he respects to talk to him. You both go in for counseling. If there's no proof or there is no hope, then you can even step out, not just maybe stay away from the sex. Thank you. I hope this helped. For those that are watching and in similar cases, you just have to think and then see if it's worth your peace of mind. What if it doesn't change? Will you continue living like this? Sometimes some decisions are better taken earlier than later. Thank you so much. Why not help me share this message? It may be something that someone just needs to listen to, and that will be it. Until next episode, keep living right, keep fixing, building relationships that last. Thank you so much. I'm your host, Mrs. S1Ep.